everybody, and welcome to Blue Jays Today with your boys. Always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog, and in this one, everybody, I just wanted to give a big disclaimer. Off-season now. We're going to be doing these live shows. We're going to break through every single thing that's been going on Toronto Blue Jays, maybe even some stuff that's happening in just MLB free agency as a whole. So lots of stuff to talk about today. Ross Atkins press conference, Bichette calling him out. Some Shohei Ohtani rumors.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Connected to the Blue Jays?
Connected to the Blue Jays.
That.
Holy Mother of God, right? Some promising stuff going on with Ricky Tiedemann. So stay tuned, guys. We have so much stuff that we are going to break down in this one.
Yeah, I'm your host, Adam Peddle. Yeah, guys, again, like Nick said, every Monday, folks, Blue Jays Today. The show's not going anywhere. Show's staying right here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to do this long-form content and stay connected throughout the entire offseason.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Think Blair and Barker, but more alcoholic and younger.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Why don't we get right into it, folks? I know it's been a very stressful and angry Thanksgiving weekend for many Canadians here.
No kidding, dude.
Yeah,
no
really.
kidding. I'll be honest, man. Like, I totally vented, and I never vent to my parents, because I'll be honest, my parents are not big baseball fans.
Right.
But I fucking vented.
Oh yeah.
I was letting them hear. I was on the phone with my grandmother.
Yeah.
Telling my 80-plus-year-old grandmother, really telling her, fucking Ross, this idiot, man. I was going way deep.
Yeah.
Granted, the wine was flowing a little bit much, but I had to let it all out.
Dude, it's so funny. I was kind of the opposite. I kept hearing about it, and I was with Dylan, and Dylan was like, I can't believe this crap, blah blah blah, and I was just like,
I can believe it.
I was like, I can. Yeah. I'm like, it's a disaster. Keep on piling the shit. You know?
Literally, dude. And I mean, what a shittier way to start the weekend. Excuse my language. Than Ross Atkins just absolutely clowning himself, right? And this is just a perfect thing to talk about first. Is Bichette, arguably the best player on the Toronto Blue Jays. He came out after the playoff loss, and he was talking about reflection, and he was talking about how reflection starts from the top down, and looking at this team, looking at this management, looking at the coaching, talking about how they've gotten beaten up twice now, twice in a row in the playoffs, and how reflection is needed not only from the players, but from everyone, and it starts at the top. And it is such an ironic quote, dude. It is such an ironic quote.
I know, and there's so many things you can break down from that quote right there, you know? I mean, we all know how pissed off the players were about the decision, and I think all the players believe it was an organizational decision. Yeah. Right? I think we're all still kind of on the same board, whether it be John Schneider or the analytics team or Ross Atkins. You could make an argument there. Yeah. But you really need to go through your organization from the top down and see, guys, what we have running right here, sure, there's been lots of great words that the Toronto Blue Jays organization is really well run and they're really welcoming, but your philosophy to win baseball games is not working. And it started way back when Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro came over to Toronto Blue Jays, and they changed everything. They got rid of everybody, changed a whole new culture. Yeah, sure, it might be fun and great for the players, but we're not winning. Yeah. We're not winning any games. So I love that. And this isn't the first time Bichette has commented on managerial changes or even organizational changes. So I love that he's stepping up to the plate, pun intended, and he's calling out where the people need to be called out.
Yo, okay, real quick. What are some key differences that you've noticed from this team and the management and everything that happens and the team in 2015 and 2016 that was run by Double-A, right? Because that was, that was his era. He was making those calls, right? And you've seen a dramatic shift that has transpired in the team, not only their on-field performance, but the way that they address their players, the way that they go out and they make their trades, they do everything, right? A big shift. And, you were hoping that it would be for the better. Yeah. That's not the case, because Double-A is out in Atlanta winning chips.
Yep. And you know what the biggest difference is? One word came to my mind, and it starts from the top and the bottom in that 2015 era. That word is aggressive. The management was aggressive. We went out. We want a player. We go get him. We don't care. We trade everything. We get him. Oh, we want to bring this. Want to sign this player? We got him. Yeah. We really went out and made the moves during that 2010 to 2015, 2016 era with Double-A. That's what it was. And the players on the field aggressive. You want to pitch me inside, I'm going to drill it out of the ballpark. Oh, you're going to talk back to me? I'm going to hit a home run in my next at-bat. Yeah. You want to come after my players? I'm going to come after you. We were aggressive, and the league did not like us. Mm-hmm. Everyone did not like that. Wasn't a Blue Jay fan, didn't like Jose Bautista, didn't like Josh Donaldson, right? Because we were thugs. You know, we straight up ran the AL East in that 2015 year. We beat the Yankees. No one liked that. Mm-hmm. We did it. The difference here, and this word came to my mind when I think about the whole Ross Atkins, Shapiro, and the whole Bo Bichette, Vladdy era, is it's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, we made the perfect little trade this offseason for Barshow, and we're trying to get cute here. Oh, we got to wait for our right pitches, and we got to think of our approach. We got to be cute. And, like, there was just too much being cute, too much flashiness on the field, right? Oh, we got a home run jacket. You know, this is the movie. It's cute. That's what I see. Yeah. Aggressive. We want to win. We're ball players. We're dirty. This era is cute.
You know, there was a big conversation for quite a while looking at the Atlanta Braves and looking at how their players, their young players, sign these long contracts. Acuna, long contract. Ozzie Albies, long contract. They get all of them on them. You know, they get all of them on them. They get them on them early. And there was a big conversation for a while talking about how these young guys, they were kind of getting ripped off by Atlanta. But now I'm wondering, maybe it's not. Maybe the mentality over there in Atlanta is less to do about the individual and more to do about the team, because they know that this team has my back, that not only just the players have my back, but the guys up top, they got my back, and
they took care of me.
Exactly. Yeah. They took care of me. We're here for a mission. So you know what? Maybe I'm okay with taking a pay cut, because I know that I'm part of something special. And the reason that I'm talking about all of that, talking about that team mentality, is because when Bo Bichette is talking about reflection, he's talking about from the top down, to then, days later, have your GM come out and throw your manager under the bus?
Yeah.
Throw your manager under the bus?
That's bad.
Think about everything that we just talked about. You know, how you want to be part of something special, and you want to be part of this team mentality where we have one goal that we're going towards right now. Ross Atkins is an individual. Mark Shapiro is an individual. And they care about themselves as individuals. And that was abundantly clear in that press conference right there.
Because that press conference just looked like he was just trying to save his job. And we said it on CP24. And a lot of y'all in the chat, a lot of y'all online, everyone's kind of agreeing. Okay, well, yeah, ideally, sure, you want to get really fancy. You fire John Schneider. He's made horrible calls all year long. We're not winning with him. But he's got a 2-year extension. Like, kind of have to ride with him one more year at least, right? Who's the next guy to, like, blame? The guy who has an 0-6 record in the playoffs with this team, which is Ross Atkins, the guy who built the team. And he's come out. He's not taking any responsibility for himself. Of course, why would he? Yeah. That's basically, you're basically making your own coffin right there. And then you blame other people, trying to put the pressure on them. You're trying to survive right now because he knows he's on the hot seat right now. And it's disappointing. I mean, look, and you're right. You do need to have a culture change. You do need to have a culture change, because if he's going to go out here and say all that stuff, I really don't have any faith that you're going to put a winning team on the field and, like, really hold yourself accountable if you make the wrong decision.
That's what I mean, dude. And I mean, it's up to him as well to know what his star players are saying. Yeah. Bo Bichette just called for reflection from the top down, and 24 hours later, you come out and you say that? Yeah. You come out and you say that in your end-of-year press conference? It is just embarrassing to look at this team right now and to see the moves that the front office and the way that they're addressing this squad. And I've always hated this terminology. I really do. I hate this terminology. But those actions right there, everything that we've seen in the last 72, 96 hours, whatever, basically since they've been knocked, that is a poverty franchise. I hate that terminology. I hate that terminology. But it's true. In this case, it's true. Because AA, he comes out and does one of two things. Either he owns the mistake, or, and this is a whole other thing, he knew about the mistake. Because even if, for instance, Ross Atkins is telling the truth as to he had no idea that was John Schneider's call,
right? Which could be the
case. Yep. Why the hell didn't you know about it? In the penultimate game of our season, you had no idea what the game plan was.
Yeah. That's an example of, look, it's probably not in his job description to be right there on the field, like learning about the game plan, but you hired a dude to run the team. You should know that like his game plan might come down to this in the postseason. Like, isn't that in the job interview? Hey, we're in a postseason game. What, like, how are you going to run this team? Are you going to where are you going to lean, right? And also too, there's also so many factors in that as well. Like, you're also Ross Atkins, who hires the analytics department. Do you not know that they're going to start influencing decisions in the game? Like, you know what I mean? It sounds like he made the team, he effed off, we showed up after it's all over and made this press conference.
And also, too, okay, maybe that's not in your job description to do that, whatever. Well, that's not working.
Yeah,
so next year, we got to be in those conversations. Yeah. The whole way that you're functioning right now as a team, whether it is John Schneider's fault, that's got to change. It can't be the status quo, and that's what Bo Bichette is talking about. And that's what's not happening. I think that's what a lot of Toronto Blue Jays fans are echoing. There's got to be reflection as to what we're doing wrong. And it sounded like, from everything that we've heard from Ross Atkins and the management so far, is that, it's just baseball. Shit happens sometimes, right? Like, I guess the ball didn't drop for us that time, And I hate that excuse so much of, it's just baseball, because Toronto Blue Jays have used that terminology, that excuse, for years now. It's not just baseball to the Houston Astros. No. It's not just baseball to the LA. Exactly.
Why is it there? Because they have a different philosophy, a different change in the organization.
There are teams that win year after year after year after year. The Dodgers, the Astros, the Braves, right? These are squads where it's not just baseball. And if they lose in embarrassing fashion, it is not going to be that it's just baseball. There needs to be reflection. Bo Bichette's calling for it, and I'll tell you right now, guys, if there isn't, we're going to lose that star player to free agency.
Oh yeah, why would I ever play for an organization that didn't want to change when I was here having my best years, right?
Exactly.
And you also heard Ross Atkins, just kind of wrap it up. You also heard Ross Atkins talking about changes that may happen. He kind of hinted towards the idea of some other kind of staff and coaching staff potentially being changed. We already had Luis Rivera. He's gone, third base coach.
Yep.
He's been with the organization for many years. He's gone, so that's a change right there. Are we going to get that hitting coach change?
We need it.
If it's not going to be John Schneider, it's not going to be Ross Atkins. Somebody's got to take the blame for this offense. Hitting coach, hitting strategist, analytics team. They gotta go.
I could not agree more, man. And again, when you're getting into the final years of your star players, you gotta find a way. And that's the first time, actually, just saying it out loud, that I thought of the reality that, maybe Bo Bichette's looking around the league and thinking, shit, dude, I would much rather play on the Dodgers.
He could easily play on the Dodgers.
Of course he could.
Oh my God, he fits perfectly on the Dodgers.
Couldn't agree more, man. Guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below about everything that we just talked about there. Bo Bichette kind of calling out the management for a little bit of reflection. What do they need to do? What do they need to change? Now, a big shout out to one of the sponsors of this video.
Time for a quick shout out to Covered Bridge Potato Chips, made with ingredients from the St. John River Valley and cooked carefully in a local factory. They've got tons of great flavors like smoke and barbecue, sea salt, and sour cream and onion. Get a taste of this delicious flavor cooked the ocean way. Now, back to the content.
Shout out to Covered Bridge for being absolutely incredible. They are actually everybody. We do highly recommend. I know we get paid to say that, but they're really good.
Yeah. They put Miss Vicky's in the back seat.
For real.
They're driving
for
this
real,
trip.
dude. That's like the Houston Astros of trips right
now.
Yeah,
literally.
We got to talk about this next thing, everybody. Rumors have surfaced that Shohei Ohtani could be interested in coming to Toronto. Are you kidding me, man? Are you actually kidding me? You want to bring me out of the dark days? You want to bring me out of the dark ages? This is the player to do it. And I know people are going to come out and they're going to say, well, one player doesn't change everything. One player doesn't change everything. He can't win us a World Series. Maybe not. But he automatically becomes the superstar that Toronto Blue Jays have been needing.
Oh, bro, you want to talk about an organization that desperately needs an influential change, right? You go out and you add a Shohei Ohtani. You go add one of the best players. Yeah, I know he's got Tommy John coming up. He won't be pitching this year, but if you could somehow muster a way, look, our starting rotation really doesn't need a pitcher at this point, but obviously his arm would be incredible. So you bring him in, he's a bat right in the middle of your order.
Yep.
The lefty bat drives everybody in, breaks up all those righties in the top four, and then you get him potentially the year after or many more years to pitch in the rotation. Hell, maybe he pitches in the bullpen in his latter half of his years. That would be phenomenal. And we got a quote here, guys. Coming up from a recent article, I think it was, Shai Davidi who had the article. He said, the biggest prize, of course, talking about this free agency for the Toronto Blue Jays, is Shohei Ohtani. And some industry chatter in recent weeks suggested he'd be more open to an East Coast club this time around. Had taken notice of the Blue Jays player development resources and that the idea of adding a third country, Canada, to his prime fan base carried some appeal for him. So he likes the way the organization's run. He likes the idea of playing in Canada. Dude, what are we waiting for, guys? Let's get on the phone with Shohei Ohtani's agent. Let's bring him over to Toronto, man. Do you think that's likely? Just with this news being dropped, do you think that's likely?
Look, Shohei Ohtani coming to the Toronto Blue Jays, that would change my entire outlook of this team for next year, right? Because like I'm saying, guys, I'm kind of in the dark right now. We are in a little bit of depresso land, and the future starting to look a little bleak. You add a 45 home run dude to the middle of that lineup, I don't care if he doesn't pitch, man. I don't care if he doesn't pitch. We don't even need that right now. The Blue Jays do not even need somebody to come in and pitch. They do need somebody to come in and to mash. You put him in the 3 spot in the lineup, you get 45 bombs. This team wins, what, 3-4 more games at least than we won this past 100%. Season.
You might get some big clutch home runs in the postseason where you need it, right?
Oh, geez.
Where's that?
Where has that been for legitimately, like, ever?
And you know you're not going to try and change Shohei Ohtani's mentality. I think the respect, because you have players going up to other organizations and they kind of change you. They give you a different approach. I think Shohei Ohtani, anyone's going to try and change that guy's approach to anything he does? No, you're going to ask him, what should we do, Shohei? How do I hit the baseball? You know, that's what you're going to do. So, man, do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But we're one of the big market teams. There's some money coming off the books this season. Maybe.
Let me tell you this, everybody. You want to change the mentality in your clubhouse, you add a player who commands respect like Shohei Ohtani. In my opinion, there's not a lot of Toronto Blue Jays right now who are leading the charge in that clubhouse. Yes, you got Kevin Gausman, who's that veteran player, but if you bring in Shohei Ohtani, every single other individual in that lineup looks up to that man, and they are going to play their best because they know he is going to be playing his best.
What I want is a clubhouse full of leaders, you know, and that's, again, what I thought about with 2015 Blue Jays, right? Bichette, I am starting to think he's becoming a leader. He's outspoken. He's proving it on the field. He's getting better every single year. You could make an argument Vladdy is an influential figure on the team, but feels like it's falling down. And like you said, Kevin Gausman, you had Shohei Ohtani, you had maybe a couple more veterans this offseason. Damn, that is what this team needs. We need guys, like you said, to play up to a standard and show that we can support your decision for coming and helping this team go on a big run.
I could not agree more, man. That's the news about Shohei Ohtani right there, everybody. Some big stuff going on. Obviously, we're going to be following along with the entirety of the time. Yes, it's unlikely, but let me just fall in a dreamland a little bit, folks.
That's what we got to do this offseason.
Dark. Dude, I know we didn't even plan to talk about this, but you brought it up right there, and I kind of want to touch base, if you will, pun intended there. Sid on breakfast television.
Yeah.
And he's an entertainer, guys. I don't necessarily agree with all of his sports takes. In fact, I actually disagree with a lot of them.
Right.
But he did come out and he had some really good stuff to say, I think, about the Toronto Blue Jays' most recent playoff loss. And one of the things that stuck the most with me, and he said, someone needs to talk to Vladdy because first base is not a social club.
Right.
And I was like, that's exactly what I've been thinking for months now.
Right.
You see this guy, he gets to first base, either he's on first base, you know, playing defense, or he gets to first base, and immediately, like, it's fun and games, or we're shooting the shit with these guys, and I get it, you know, it's like some of them you know from your home country and everything like that. But there's a line, and I just feel like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. lacks that competitive itch to beat the ever-living crap out of his opponents. And it's more about I need my individual stats.
That's exactly
and I need this. And yeah, I just wanted to get your 2 cents on that entire situation because he put it perfectly for me and it resonated a lot.
Right. To me, obviously, everyone knows first baseman throughout history to be social. That's the guy who, you know, you talk to. Like, that's always been a very social position, you know what I mean? Like, so I get it. But for me, and you said it when you said the line has been crossed. Game 62 during the season on a Wednesday. You're playing a team, you're up by 5, and you're already secured in a race. Sure, yes. Whatever, right? I don't really care. But it's when you get to the playoffs and you don't want to show like, oh, buddy, you just like literally like hit a 2 RBI single earlier this game. Ha ha ha! I'm hugging you now. You're about to knock us out of the wild card. That for me is a no-go.
Yeah.
And you're right. You put it perfectly. Where is that fiery edge? I'm on Arizona Cardinals fans. I want people who are hungry. I want killers out there on the field. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Let me get Correa out. I want to pick him off. Get me to my next at bat. I want to hit this out of the park. Where is that? Dude. What can I do right now to help my team? And you're right. It's always been about the stats.
Yeah.
For Vladdy. When he strikes out, it's not damn. I didn't come up for my team. It's damn. I keep striking out.
Yeah, my numbers are down. My own base is down. You've watched. I know you've watched The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary.
Yeah, great documentary.
You've watched, and I know you've watched the Tom Brady documentary.
Great documentary.
I this weekend was watching with my family the most recent one, the David Beckham documentary that was coming out. 3 legends in their respective sport, and the one thing that I noticed in every single one of those documentaries is how freaking competitive these alpha athletes are, dude. The second that they get onto the pitch or the football field or the court, that guy, even though he's your friend, you're shooting the shit with him, you're texting him before the game, he immediately becomes your enemy. And you've heard Tom Brady come out and talk about it, how it's like he's come out with storylines in his brain about these guys. And Michael Jordan same thing, for that. Come out with storylines about these guys. David Beckham was saying similar stuff, right? And I'm not saying, Guerrero, that you need to be literally like Michael Jordan and Tom Brady. I'm just saying we need to see a little bit more here, man. And we are missing that competitive fire.
Maybe if he focused more on like competitiveness and winning the ball game than his individual performance, maybe that might do wonders for him.
I think so, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be selfless. Prepare for this offseason differently than you've ever prepared before and get back to winning games.
It's not about you.
It's about
the team.
If we win the World Series and you go 0 for 24, I don't care.
Yeah.
I do not care. I'm sure you won't care. I hope you won't care either that you went 0 for 24 and you won the World Series, because it doesn't matter anymore. I want to see a championship. Come back to Toronto.
For real.
And you're not the dude that's doing it. We'll see if that mentality changes.
That mentality has to change, in my opinion, moving forward. Let's talk about one young, promising kid, Ricky freaking Tiedemann, everybody. He is actually right now playing in a game. His statistics, we don't have his stats right now, but he's playing in a game. He's in the fall league right now. So shout out to Ricky Tiedemann. We just wanted to flash this up really quickly because apparently he's starting to look pretty good, everybody. The fastball is sitting around the 92, 93 mile per hour mark. It can clock up to 95. Keep in mind that this is a young kid, everybody, so you might even see that velocity grow a little bit more as he comes into being more of an adult, more of his, kind of man body, if you will, right? But this is a really good place to be, and everything that I've heard coming out of this fall league, this is only his second start, but his stuff looks electric. He had a really good strikeout, not only against this guy, but against what was considered to be the best player in this game, in this league, from this guy who's tweeting earlier in the game. This guy's going to be something special.
Yeah, he is, man. I'm really excited to see what Ricky T can do. There's a couple guys on my no-trade list, and one of them is Ricky T.
You can't.
Absolutely cannot be trading Ricky Tiedemann, especially, what's going to happen with Manoah. You got Kikuchi coming off the books. You have Ryu coming off the books this year. Kikuchi coming off next year.
Yeah.
He's going to be special. He's a lefty. We have a lot of righties locked down for a long time, and we kind of need to start to restart that clock, right, in our rotation in terms of our contracts, our age. You look at teams like Houston Astros. They always feel like they're coming up with guys, in this next wave. We're coming around to that next wave, guys, and if we get rid of Ricky Tiedemann, there might not be a next wave of starting pitching for the Toronto Blue Jays.
We only won 89 games this year, and we went 0-2 in the playoffs, scoring 1 run. You cannot trade away your young guys. You've lost that privilege at this point, Toronto Blue Jays. Now, we got one more thing that we want to break down for y'all, but before we do, massive shout-out to the second sponsor of this video. Whoa! Time for your daily Betway breather. A quick reminder that the best place to bet is on Betway. Must be 19 years of age or older to play. In collaboration with iGaming Ontario, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content. Shout out to Betway, everybody. everybody. Yeah, as you guys can see, the Toronto Blue Jays today, boys, moving up in the world. We got 2 sponsors now, everybody. Can you believe it, folks? So shout out to those guys for being absolutely incredible. Also shout out to the 250 people watching us right now, guys. If you enjoy this kind of long-form live stream content, then let us know in the comments down below. We want to integrate this more into our off-season plans. We do want to make this like a weekly thing, at least once a week, breaking down kind of all of the weekly news, just going through it, getting that long-form content out, you know, and just really diving deep into all of the conversation. So let us know in the comments down below.
And quick shout out to Willie with a $279 donation. Absolutely love it. Would you trade Vladdy for Juan Soto or Alonso?
In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat, bro. Not even to think about it.
Yeah, like literally, yes.
Yes.
Let's talk about Thursday, guys.
Yep.
This coming Thursday, Mark Shapiro, he's going to do his. We saw Ross Atkins on Saturday give his entire postseason press conference, blah, 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 blah. He came out with some fire quotes, everybody. Twitter was popping off. Everybody, we had a crazy live stream here afterwards. Everyone was like literally losing their minds, man. Like there was pitchforks, there was torches. People were going crazy. And we're going to see Mark Shapiro slated to address the media next Thursday. My question to you, what do you need to hear from Mark Shapiro in this press conference on Thursday that you didn't hear from Ross Atkins to make you feel at least a little bit better about this squad moving forward?
Okay. This would make me a lot better, make me feel a lot better moving forward, but I need him to say, if someone asked, so what kind of changes are going to be made? He's going to say, we're going to make the necessary changes to our staff and our people in our organization to help us win. And if they follow up with, does that mean some people will be fired? If he goes, jobs will not be safe.
Right.
If he says that, I'll go, oh, ho, ho.
Okay.
Let's go, Big Daddy Shapiro, making the changes, right? That would make me feel a lot better. What would make me feel a little bit better is if he says, there's going to, if he comes up with like some sort of plan. Like, obviously, I think it's still early, but if he says some sort of plan, like, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna stay back. We're gonna keep adding. We're gonna make trades. We're gonna make moves. If he doesn't specify, as long as he says this team is gonna look somewhat different coming into next year, then I'll make me feel a little bit better. But what I think's gonna happen, and please feel free to comment on this. What I think's gonna happen is you're gonna get a lot of the same crap. Shapiro, Mark, they're buddies. They're going to stay together. They've been together when they were in Cleveland. They're going to stay together here in Toronto. I feel like he's not going to throw Ross out. He's not going to throw him under the bus. I think he's going to try and make everything calm as possible because of what transpired after Ross Atkins.
Dude, I really hope that we're going to see if Mark Shapiro is smart or not. We're actually going to see whether or not he is smart or not, because we just watched Ross Atkins try to play it as safe as possible. And you should know that by trying to play it as safe as possible, you actually do the alternative of what you intend, and you piss every single person off. If Mark Shapiro is smart, he will not try to play it as safe as Ross Atkins did. That's not what we want to hear right now, dude. We want to hear that you fucked up. We want to hear that accountability. We want to know that there's going to be something different. We want to hear you say, I heard Bichette say that we need to reflect. And I am reflecting. That's what I need to hear you say, man, because what we heard from Ross Atkins was just absolutely abysmal. There needs to be something different, dude. And what I really hope goes down here, and this is so brutal to admit and to say, and I don't think it's going to happen, I really hope that the reason that these 2 press conferences are as far apart as they are, and the reason that they are not being done together is because there is going to start to be a shift where Mark Shapiro stays put, and Ross Atkins gets inched out. And I want to hear some type of insinuation that is, in fact, going to be happening.
The best case scenario is Mark Shapiro comes out and says, Ross Atkins will be removed from his position at general manager of Toronto Blue Jays.
Right.
That would create such a wave, for me, of excitement. Thank you. Somebody is being held accountable. The guy who put the dudes on the field, it's up to the dudes at the end of the day. I'm fully a believer that 95% of the work needs to be done by the dudes on the field, especially their talent and caliber. But if you just get rid of the guy, because whatever he did this last offseason, whatever he did the season before, it's not working. Let's get somebody more aggressive in like a AA. Let's get somebody who wants to win championships. If that is announced, this offseason's going to go beautifully.
Yeah.
It's going to go exactly how I want, hopefully.
Listen, I don't actually hate everything that Ross Atkins has done from a transactional
standpoint.
Don't. He's made some good moves. And in the video that I released this weekend, I talked about that. But I also said, you could come to me and you could make an argument for why, statistically speaking, every single one of Ross Atkins' moves was for the betterment of the team. You could make that argument. You could lay all that out, and I could come back to you and I could go 0-6.
0-6.
And that's all that matters. That's really all that matters. So Ross Atkins, yes, you made some good moves. I like Gosman, I like Bassett, I like Burrios, right? This is all stuff that you brought onto the team, but it's just not working. And I think that Rogers Communication Company, right? I think after they just watched and witnessed the public appeal from Toronto Blue Jays fans after that press conference that they held, I think that's all the evidence that they need to know that their fan base is starting to quit on this team. And that is ultimately the thing that they hate the most.
Oh, yeah.
Because if the fan base quits, that's money.
I've seen comments in our YouTube being like, everyone boycott the Jays.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of ridiculous, but don't buy the jerseys. Don't buy any tickets. Let the money die out, which would eventually kill the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yes.
But that's how angry they are. So yeah, you know what? I agree. The best thing they can do is cut their losses with Ross, energize the fan base, which is I know it's Ross Atkins is a family man. He's got kids. Obviously, I don't want people to get fired, but when you're running a really high-level job and you're not doing your job to get the results that you promised and that you're supposed to do, you gotta get fired.
Yeah, let me
get another job.
Let me paint you this picture, guys. This is best case scenario. They put those two press conferences as far apart as they could so that they could watch the reaction of how people responded to Ross Atkins. That was the final test. This is all I'm throwing this out here right now, guys. This is the picture. That was the final test. They've gotten all the information. They've looked at what everyone has to say. Mark comes out on Thursday and delivers the result. And if that is the case, then bye-bye Ross Atkins. GG. Thanks a lot. Hey, we'll see you never again.
Hey, you know what? You gave it your best shot. And look, I'm not trying to make it a personal thing.
It's not.
It's
not
not.
a personal
Again, like
thing.
we said, we liked what Ross Atkins did. He literally brought the Blue Jays back to life in a competitive, team. We made a competitive team for the last 4 years. So Great job.
Yeah.
But we need to get to that next hashtag level. That hashtag's gotta be gone. Side note. That's gotta go.
I said this in a short reel very quickly, but you already fired the manager. You've made tons of trades, and you are coming to the end of the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. era. The only thing left to change is you.
And he's gotta go. So hopefully we get that, bro. Because if everyone's still there, I'm not going to be that excited.
I'm not excited because something needs to change. So honestly, from this Mark Shapiro, to sum everything up that we're talking about right now, at the very least, on Thursday, from Mark Shapiro, I need to see some accountability. Best case scenario, some people are losing their jobs and there's going to be a little bit of a turnover. Worst case scenario, you do what Ross Atkins did. At least give me some accountability. Please, man, show that you are willing to make a change. Because on Saturday from Ross, we did not see that.
No, we didn't, guys. All right, well, we'll have to wait and see until Thursday, guys. You know the Blue Jays Today boys are going to be coming out with content covering what Shapiro says on Thursday. And if we do get a big bomb, you bet we're probably going to be going live or something like that, depending on our work. I think it's in the middle of the day on Thursday. We'll figure it out, guys. But we'll be here for you. We're coming with other content, video rooms, minute monologue, shorts. So, guys, don't go anywhere. This offseason is just getting started.
Yeah, guys, shout out and thank you to every one of our Patreon members, our YouTube members, and also the 277 people that are watching right now. Guys, once again, please let us know in the comments down below if this is the type of content that you do enjoy. We're going to kind of be doing it a little bit more regularly. Like I said, Blair and Barker just a little bit more alcoholic and a little bit younger.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching.
And as always, go Jays, go!